Hi folks, Piano Man Steve here, and for those of you who are tuning into this shortly after it's been uploaded, it's the Christmas season. It's December 10th, 2013, and I wanted to add to my arsenal of Christmas tutorials in the Easy Christmas Sing-Along series. We're going to do O Come All Ye Faithful here. We're going to play it in the key of G. We are going to be using, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, now I don't go into as much detail in these tutorials as I do traditional song tutorials. What I do is I expect that you know your chords, which if you don't, you can check out the chords module and you'll know everything you need to know. And I expect that you know my rhythm patterns, which are in the rhythm patterns module. And what we're primarily going to be using in this one is ballad rhythm pattern number 1. So you can go to the rhythm pattern module and you can look up Become Your Own Rhythm section, ballads. And I believe that this will be part 2 of that video series. And it'll be labeled part 2, ballad rhythm pattern number 1. I call it the ballad toggle because what you do is you take the top 2 notes. We're going to be playing 3-note chords here. You take the top 2 notes with your index finger and pinky, or your middle finger and pinky, whichever one you happen to be playing with. You play them together and then toggle down with your thumb on the 3rd note of the chord. So it's always going. And that's what we'll be doing pretty much throughout the whole song. So that's our rhythm pattern, and I'm going to call out chords, and I'm not going to rush through it so fast that you won't know what's going on, but like I say, we're not going to go through it over it note by note by note by note by note by note. We're going to let you see it, and I'll tell you where we're at and all of that, but we're going to get through it faster than a traditional song tutorial. So we're going to start out on a G chord, and we want to find middle C, which is here. We want to be on the B below it with your thumb. Your index finger wants to go on D. You need to put your pinky down on a G, and then octave G's just below it, like so. Now our intro that we want to use actually is a G chord over a D bass. So find octave D's, and it's just G, then to a D chord, which is A, D, and F sharp, so G chord, and then D, G, so ba, bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. Now, to get started, we start the toggle method here on this G chord, and we simply come down on a G bass and hold it with your left hand. 1 and 2, and then it goes to a D chord over an F sharp in the bass, that is. So we went G, D over F sharp. Now it's to a G chord again, 1, and now it goes to a C chord, which I would voice here with C, E, and G. Then back to G, then down to a D with a D bass. So watch that. G, D over F sharp, G, C, G, D. One time without me actually yapping over the top of it. Now we go to an E minor chord, which is going to be B, E, and G in the right hand, and then E's in the left hand. So come D. So we move from E minor to, and D, A, D, and F sharp. Then D. Now an A major chord. This is out of the key signature. It's got an accidental, so it's A, C sharp, and E over an A bass. So D, A, D. So let's go that far again and just watch where we're at. So we start out like this. Okay, so again, and while everyone's singing along, we go bum, 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 bum. Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Sorry, my voice is like beat completely to hell because I played like 5 Christmas parties in the last 10 days and I'm a little hoarse, so I apologize, but just wanted to give you some idea of where we're at on the vocal there. Okay, now we're back to a G chord. So 1 and 2, then to a D, back to G. Come and behold him. Now back to a D chord. So to a D chord, 1, and then to an E minor. Come and behold him, born the King of, back to D. Angels. Okay, again, G, D, G, D, E minor, D. So once again, that little section is G, D, G, D, E minor, D. So come and behold him, born the King of angels. I'd sing it an octave up, like I said, I'm just a little hoarse. Okay? So we've gone this far. Just let's see from the very beginning how far we've gone. G, D over F sharp, G, C, G, D, E minor, D, D, A, D, G, D, G, D, E minor, D. Now we go to a G chord And we just hold there for a minute. Oh, come let us adore him. G again. D. So notice how that was counted. On G we come in on the oh, come let us adore him. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 down to a D and 4 and come let us adore him. Oh. Now it goes to an A minor 7, which you're going to play basically a C chord toggle with your right hand, C, E, and G, with an A bass. So A minor, G minor, or excuse me, A minor 7, G chord, D over F sharp, back to G. Okay, so bum, 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 bum. Then it goes to a G chord again, only over a D bass. Then a D chord. Then back to a G. So let's take a look at that section again without me splitting it up. But I'll call out the chords, but let you see it and hear it in context. So we've gone to the "Oh come, let us adore him" part. So we're on G. 1. Minor 7, G, D over F sharp, G, D over, it's G over D, D, G. So when you're singing it, it's like, oh come let us adore him, oh come let us adore him, oh come let us adore him. Okay, so again it's dum. So when you go bum, dum, instead of doing the toggle, I'd just play a full chord on that last note. Christ the Lord. And then the second verse, same as the first, because Christmas carols are like that. So let's look at the whole thing from intro to that spot. I'll call out the chords. We'll play it through a few times and let you get a feel for how it's all put together. So we start out here, G over D, 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 G, G, D over F sharp, G, C, G, D over F sharp, E minor, D, D, A, D, G, D, G, D, E minor, D, G, G, D, A minor 7, G, D over F sharp, G, G over D, D, G. Again, like so. by the way, if you didn't see it in the video description up there, I do have these chords written out with the melody line, or not the melody line, but the lyrics. I have the first verse written down and the chords actually written over it. You can download it as a text file so that you have some reference. I wish I could do that on all of my songs. This happens to be a tune that's in the public domain, so I can do that without any copyright issues, but there's all kinds of licensing issues to be printing lyrics out for other songs. So I'm glad to have that up for you, but please don't send me 1,000 emails saying you wish that that was the case for everything else. There are reasons why I don't have it up like that. It's the law, folks. I'm sorry. Okay. Once again, and then we'll wrap it up. Cut that. Okay, again, it goes like so. Okay, now when everyone's singing, it will sound like this, and I'll try not to sound terrible, but I make no promises with my barbed wire voice at the moment. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, for the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. So that'll make a great accompaniment track. Pretty simple and quick to learn, and you'll be the hit of your party or your family gathering or whatever. Make sure you check out the other Christmas tutorials. They go just as fast as this one, and you'll have about 8 or 9 or 10 tunes that you can play for a sing-along. Print the lyrics out on the internet, and you're golden. So, all right, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks so much for dropping by, and thank you for having the courage and caring enough about yourself to always try to keep learning. That inspires me to no end to have so many people from all over the world show that it's worth investing in themselves, whether you're trying to do it for a career or not. Most likely you're just doing it to bring a little joy into your life, and the more joy you bring into your life, the more joy you create in the world for the rest of us. So thank you for what you're doing. I will see you on the next video, and in the meantime, have a happy holiday. I'm Piano Man Steve, signing out.